I'll be doing a little bit more lunging with Dakota. So I've got my short target out again today, so let's see if she'll wants to come over. I'm going to work with her at Liberty. Ask her to just back up a little bit, which she's getting quite good at. Ask her to back up again, just putting the target up underneath her nose, and she knows to follow it backwards. And now I'm clicking after she takes 2 steps back. Or she'll take 3 steps back and I'll click. And I'll feed her straight with her head away from me. Try again from this other side here. Very nice. I like how she wants to move backward, her neck's nice and low. I mean, she slides her feet still. We'll have to work on her actually picking up her feet, but there's a lot less tension in her body, and she's very willing to back up versus with the negative reinforcement. She was very stick and stuck, and she would just be stiff against the rope and just stand there. So this is much, much better, and she's a lot more willing too. Beautiful. So as she's stepping back, I'm clicking and then feeding her with her head straight. Then I'll let her chew her reinforcement and I'll ask again. Reward her for standing still. She can lead with me. That looks really nice. And bring out the long target, and I want to work on some lunging a little bit more. She's very eager to go see her target, so that's good. And I'm just holding it a little bit further out than I have been too. And she wants to go to it, so that looks really great. And she's staying out nicely as well, so she can do about a whole circle. So I'm just building up the amount of time she can stay out on the lunging circle. So that looks really, really great. She's very eager to go to it, but she doesn't look super stressed or anything, like she's not pinning her ears. So that's all good signs. And she's staying with me and staying connected a lot more versus the last couple of videos where she'd want to leave, even though there was like a really long pause there where I could have reinforced her for standing still. She stayed with me and she wants to participate. She's finding this more reinforcing than just going around the round pen, which I didn't reinforce at all, but that's good. So well, maybe she wants to leave a little bit, but I'm not asking her like to do as much. So just like I did in the other videos, like I should be reinforcing her for staying still or asking her to follow the target and not really giving her a chance to leave. But she did well there. Like she just kind of made a little half circle and came back. And then I'm just going to present the target again and we'll work on that. I'm going to click her there. And now she's like, I'm not clicking her for touching the target. I'm just clicking her for following it so that she is rewarded for going to the target and doesn't end up getting sour because she can't touch it. In the beginning I had her touch it just so she knew where I wanted her to touch and that we could get the distance thing figured out, but this looks much better. Again, a little bit of leaving, but not bad. Like, I think me reinforcing her for just standing still is going to fix this. At the time, I didn't know the importance of reinforcing her for standing still, so that's why I end up with her wandering off, or she's really either looking for something to do because she's bored, or she's going to be offering me behaviors to reward. And since I'm just rewarding her going forward, that's what she's thinking is going to be rewarded. Really, I should be clicking right here, um, because she came back and she's stopping and standing. Like, going back on the circle is fine, but she was giving me a perfect opportunity to reinforce her for staying still. So I really need to pay attention to that in the future, and that'll just help you out just in a lot of training, just to get your horse standing still. And again, she decides to leave, but again, not so much, like, not as much leaving as before, not so much to where she's off on the rail trotting or cantering. So, but just the clicking and reinforcing for her standing still would have fixed all of this. So ask her to go the other direction. She's a little distracted. Just wait for her. Good. A little distracted, so I'll just wait till her attention comes back on me, and then I'll present the target for her. Good. Or click and reinforce her for staying still. That was a good moment. But if your horse does get distracted, I'll just wait until they come back, and then present the target. Because it's just like when she left to go around the round pen, I didn't click her for coming back. I presented her with an opportunity to be reinforced. So it's the same thing with when she's distracted. Like, I wait for her to come back, and then I give her an opportunity to be reinforced. So I'll be bringing the target or asking her to do something she already knows how to do, or something you're working on, so that she can be reinforced. I don't want to be asking for her attention back. I want her to pay attention and then get a reward for that, so that she wants to repeat that in the future on her own. So we'll go the other way here. She seems decent with her change of direction, a little close, but then she figures it out here. And then obviously the goal is to fade the target out completely and just have her go off of like voice and hand cues both directions. But right now, since we're still working on it, still working on staying connected, I'm going to need the target as a vocal point. So we'll keep this around for a while, definitely until at least I can do walk, trot, canter both ways, just off of my voice cues, and my target's just kind of there. Like if you watch Atlas picks this up really quick, and I think I start fading out the target within like the first 3 lessons, I think. Dakota's going to need a little bit more, just because she's so used to kind of doing other things, like you see her moving around in the round pen or like in the arena. She's not as used to staying connected to me as Atlas is, so I think that's probably her main thing. I probably could have moved to her maybe doing this in the arena. That might have helped, just because in the round pen I think she's just used to being round pen, but she might have just run around in there too, or left and offered me behaviors there as well. Good. I like how she's going out toward the end of the target. She gets a little distracted there, and then she comes back. Great. Click her for getting to the target and following it, and at a decent space away from me. Again, she's like offering me behaviors because I should have been reinforcing her for standing still. So she's offering me backup, or she's looking at something else. So I should just try to work on keeping her attention more. And then she can go into a trot a little bit. That looks nice. Her to go the other direction here. We're just got a little confused there. She thought she wanted to go the other way. There we go. I'll just let her kind of move out a little bit to where I could get the target to the other side, and she can make like a little turn and go the other way. Just working on her changing directions a little bit, because she gets just a little bit like worried about them, specifically with like turning, like changing directions on her front hand, like doing a turn on the hindquarters a little bit. I'm not sure exactly why, but she does get a little bit tense doing that. So we just kind of practice those nice and slowly. I'm asking her to trot there. That looked good. So she looked like she went right off of my voice cue and then like went straight to the target. I didn't really have to ask her to go forward with the target since I had been doing other training with her to respond to my voice cue at the trot. Like with the other horses you see, they're kind of following the target more into it because they were trained more with positive reinforcement. There, that looked really nice, really good. So we started in the last video with that shorter target, just getting her the idea, like let's follow the target into trot, and now she's gotten that, so I just do that a few times and that looks really nice. So I'm not going to do a ton of that. We'll just do a little bit and then work on something else and we'll build on that later.